Wars eventually come to a close. Troops go home, treaties are signed, and the battlefields grow quiet. But beneath the surface, a different kind of weapon remains behind, completely untouched by the peace above. Across thousands of square miles of civilian farmland and roads, these hidden devices lie completely dormant. They can sit silently in the soil for 10, 20, or even 50 years, presenting a lethal threat to anyone walking on the wrong side of that fence. To really grasp why they are so dangerous, you have to strip away the military context and look at a landmine through a purely engineering lens. Viewed strictly as a piece of hardware, it is a perfectly sealed, highly efficient energy storage system. It possesses a terrifying kind of patience. The outer casing is built to lock out moisture and rot, keeping highly volatile chemical energy suspended in time. It doesn't rust away, and it doesn't power down. It simply waits. It sits there, holding its breath indefinitely, engineered to remain inactive until one very specific, predefined physical condition is finally met. Decades of waiting end in a fraction of a millisecond. The moment a boot presses into the dirt, the mechanical process begins. The first component to react is the sensor, or the trigger. The red center plate acts as a pressure plate, detecting physical disturbance. It doesn't react to a light breeze. Those pins and springs require dozens of pounds of force before they finally give way. The moment that heavy pressure overcomes the physical resistance, an internal activation system engages. This mechanical bridge snaps forward, striking a primer. The entire apparatus is a flawless autonomous sensor. Its single purpose in life is to translate the downward kinetic motion of a heavy footstep into a tiny internal spark. That tiny spark travels straight to the main explosive charge. It strikes the dense central housing containing all of that stored chemical energy. The fuel ignites, triggering a rapid chain reaction that violently converts the suspended chemical energy into extreme thermal energy. This sudden spike in heat forces the explosive material to undergo an almost instantaneous expansion of superheated gases. The tightly packed environment inside the mine cannot contain the swelling volume. The sheer, overwhelming pressure rips the metal and plastic outer casing to shreds. What bursts out of the earth is a powerful supersonic shockwave radiating upward and outward in all directions. The dense wall of air and shrapnel pulverizes the soil, tearing through any objects, vehicles, or individuals caught within its lethal radius. In less than a single millisecond, decades of patiently stored potential energy are violently dumped into the surrounding environment. The explosion itself is over before you can blink, but the blast radius leaves a crater that communities have to navigate for generations. There is a cruel irony in how these devices are built. The very traits that make them so effective militarily, the watertight seals, the stable chemistry, the durable mechanical sensors, are the exact reasons they become such an enduring humanitarian hazard. The extreme longevity of that design means the lethal threat outlives the soldiers who planted them, remaining fully active in paths used by farmers, travelers, and children. It takes seconds for an army to bury an autonomous sensor in the mud. Decades later, it takes a human being on their hands and knees, probing the soil inch by inch, to slowly and dangerously pull that unspent energy out of the earth. Because this intricate energy storage system was engineered without an expiration date, it acts as a completely blind weapon. It cannot see whether the foot crossing its threshold belongs to an enemy combatant or a civilian walking home 30 years after the war ended.